All right, hey gang, what is going on? It's Monday night. We're gonna do some game design. Give me a moment here. I'm gonna check my signal, do my updates. It's gonna be just a moment for me to get these things up and running. So if you're catching us in the future, you can skip ahead a minute. Hopefully by the time I get this all up and running, we'll already be into the thick of it. So it sounds like my volume's coming through okay. I've just got a couple social media posts I need to do. This is when you would see the countdown to starting the stream, because YouTube doesn't give us a stream code until we're actually live. So it's kind of hard to coordinate stuff like that ahead of time. That's why you always see these countdown things so that we can scramble about. You know, they got the preview event thing, and then you have the actual thing happen deal. So, hey guys, my name is Phil Kearney. I create role-playing games, I illustrate them, and I publish them online. And I am creating content for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition using the new 2024 mechanics. I've been publishing on DMsGuild since 2018. I'm a big fan of 2024 rules. I'm also a big Magic the Gathering enthusiast. I've been DMing since 1987. I've been a Magic enthusiast since '94. Been a freelance illustrator since 1999, and again, DMsGuild since 2018. There are a slew of books that I've already created that are on the DMsGuild. They're all linked down here under more. Here's a ton of books that I've already created previously. They all have free previews, including the Color Mana Spell Point variant rule system, which is what we're going to be exploring with the Psion today. My screen's all weird. There we go. Cool. These are all free preview books. Basically, it takes the Vancian spell slots in 8 schools of Magic and converts it into the 5-color Magic paradigm from Magic the Gathering, the card game, and converts all the spell slots into color mana. If you want to throw a fireball, you need there's a 3rd level spell. You need 3 mana. 1 is red, and the other 2 can be any color that you want. And then you cast your spell. Whenever you finish a rest, short or long, with however much you have mana remaining, you can change the colors in your mana pool. That's a very strict Magic system. If you just want to use it the way that D&D already is designed, then you would just have a stack of spell points that you could spend on any spell that you want that you have, and just narrate that you're using red Magic to throw that fireball, for instance. So it's up to you, really. But the books go into these details. And we're updating everything with the new, with the insights that we've picked up over the past 7 years of using them live in games from level 1 to 20, and 5e24 has new mechanics in general. So fun upgrades. If you think today is cool, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications of when we are live in the future. The playtest document that we are making use of is on D&D Beyond here. You can click through to the Psion. If you click that onto the download the PDF, it will fire up the PDF for you here, which I already have open over here, which we'll be referring to today. And here's the entire playtest document that we're utilizing for this, for these tests and these updates. The Psion makes the 14th character class in the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. And this document has, with the Psion, we're now in the process of converting all 14 of them into the color magic paradigm using the spell point system that we developed. And the front end of this doc is read only for you, so I mean you can tag along. But once it's published, obviously there'll be 100% free preview, as well as all the other books are down below. But it's basically built out as a half-casting chassis for barbarians, fighters, monks, and rogues to use, so that they have a mana system just like caster, well, similar to how full casters do. You can blend your mana pools between all the different classes, and powers are like martial boost and instant and adrenaline effects, while spellcasting is, well, it's spellcasting. So, but with the Psion coming in as a spellcaster, we now have an opportunity for us to monkey around with how that works. So allow me the chance to tool on down here. I was working on the fighter, but when the Psion dropped, it's like, well, I can't pass up the opportunity to mess around with what's hot. So let's play with the new hotness. And I'm okay with it. It's an intelligence-based full caster that kind of sits in the space between Bard and Sorcerer. So now Charisma has Bard and Sorcerer, Wisdom has Druid and Cleric, and now Intelligence has Wizard and Scion. So I don't blame him for going that route. It's pretty cool. The chassis is easy enough. I think it's just going to be... I can still hear myself a little bit. Let me fix my volume here a smidge. See if I can get that down a little bit better. That'll probably be better than it was. There. I'm going to actually extract this into its own window so I can tab click over into the UA document. When we were here last week on Friday, we were converting the chassis. Let's get past the Cleric and the Druid. Here we are, Scion. Scion table. Okay, great. So here's the document where we got it from. We're already looking at that here. Psionic Power, Spellcasting, Psionic Discipline, Psionic Modes, Psionic Subclass, Psionic Restoration, obviously feats, subclass features, Psionic Surge, and Superior Inspiration. That's not accurate. What's that supposed to be called? Oh, a whole lot of nothing. 17 and 19 don't get shit, huh? Psionic Discipline. Oh, that's just meta magic, right? So you don't get 17, you don't get 18. So 1, 2, 3. There we go. Spellcasting, intelligence base. Obviously, it's 1 mana per level. There you go. We could allow you to use intelligence, charisma, or constitution. Up to you. All 3 of those work. Psionic Power, you gain a stack of energy dice equal to your... This is basically the same language as we use for Bard. You get a stack of Bardic Inspiration die. You get them all back on a long rest. They start with a D6, they end with a D12. You gain 1 on short rest, and you get them all on long rest. Powerful Telekinetics. This is replacing what was already... that was in the UA. It's basically you get the Telekinetic feat, and then you can expend a Psionic die to gain more. Hold on. Energy die. There it is. You can expend energy die. You can expend energy die. The amount of energy dice that you get is equal to your casting spell slot. Your casting stat bonus, not 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, because we're allowing you to purchase more energy dice by expending mana. So you're going to want to start with a pocket, but then that pocket won't change. It's you expending your mana to get more energy. And that's similar to how meta magic works with the spell point. Excuse me, I have to adjust my seat. That's similar to how what happened here? There we go. That's similar to how the spell point sorcerer works, in that you sorcery points and your mana blend into just the same mana pool. And whenever you want to use meta magic, you just expend mana, and you have a cap, half casting cap, 1, 5, 9, 13, 17. To determine how high you can escalate use of your dice. But the Scion, it's I got a little nib there. There we go. The Scion, basically, for the most part, only uses 1 psionic die at a time. So you're not limited to casting 1 spell with 1 mana per round. For example, you can cast a level 3 spell that uses a magic action, a level 2 spell that uses a bonus action during your turn. That's cut and paste. We're fiddling. There's only almost all of the bonus spells in the game are on hit booster effects, like Divine Smite, Ranger Strike effects. That's basically how 5e works. That and some teleport stuff, and then reactions, are reactions. But the idea of not being able to use a bonus action and action as being too powerful is only too powerful if you're able to freely cast bonus spells like the sorcerer can. So you just got to put a limitation on that, which we did. The limitation on a sorcerer is that you have sorcery, so you can only put as much mana into meta magic effects as your maximum sorcery allows. So at first level, or rather at second level, it's 1, 5th it's 2, 9 it's 3, 13 it's 4, and 17 it's 5. And then let's kick on down here. This is going to be relevant, this meta magic conversation. This is going to get relevant for the Scion. Let's see. We have Careful Spell, Convincing Spell, Corroding Spell, Distance Spell, Empowering Spell, Extend Spell, Radiant Spell, Subtle Spell, Twin Spell. There we go. First off, Twin Spell. When you cast a spell that targets only one creature and doesn't have a range of self, you can spend a number of mana equal to the spell's level up to your maximum sorcery limit to target a second creature in range with the same spell. 1 sorcery point if the spell is a cantrip. So, like with this system, you would only be able to cast up to 5th level. You'd only be able to twin up to a 5th level spell by spending 5 mana at 17th level. And then we have Quicken Spell. Quicken Spell, you can cast a spell that has a casting time of 1 action. You can spend 2 mana to cast the spell as a bonus action. When you cast a spell that has a casting time of 1 action, you can spend 1 mana. Two mana to cast the spell as a bonus action. You know what? I'm not 100% on that. Well, wait a second here. Let's check and see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 3. If we took Quicken Spell, dropped it to 1st level. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So many goodies. PQR. So many goodies at the front end. I love it. Quicken Spell. Let's just get out of here, Scallywag. No. Buttons. Random buttons. Quicken Spell. When you cast a spell as a casting time of 1 action, you can spend a number of mana equal to to the level that the spell is cast up to your max sorcery limit. My phone's blipping at me. For a second here. When you cast a spell that has a casting time of 1 action, you can spend a number of mana equal to the level that the spell is cast up to your max sorcery limit to cast the spell as a bonus action. So you could, at 2nd level, you could cast a 1st level spell as a quickened action for 1 mana plus an additional point of mana, 2 mana, to be able to quicken the spell. But you would not also be able to twin the spell. Right, so because that also requires up to your max sorcery limit equal to the number of mana equal to the spell, to the level of spell, to the level cast, equal to the level that the spell is cast, up to your max sorcery limit. So using these rules. You would be able to, like, say at 5th level, when your maximum sorcery is 2 mana, you would be able to take a 1st level spell, you'd be able to twin it and bonus action it. And twin and bonus action, it would cost you 2 mana to meta magic it, and then another point, 3 mana for the 1st level spell to twin and bonus it. Like Guiding Bolt, for instance, if you were a Divine Sorcerer, that's like the worst case scenario, right? At 5th level, you just spend 3 mana to cast 2 Guiding Bolts that would hit 2 separate targets, dealing 46 damage plus advantage on next attack to each. If you hit. If you hit. So you could still miss, and that's a possibility. But Twin Spell, I think I'm okay with that. Like, you wouldn't be able to... you would not be able to both twin and quicken a 2nd level spell until you got to 13th level, when your max sorcery limit is 4. But you'd be able to quicken or twin any spell up to 4th level by level 13, right? So you can stack these things up. Like, you can take Impeding Spell, Lifelink Spell, Extended Spell, Empowered Spell, and Distant Spell. You can put a total of 1 mana in each of those effects and have them all affect the same spell. So anyway, that's the idea there. So Long story short, too late. Let's continue going through the Scion Scaffold here real fast. You're not limited to casting one spell with mana per round. For example, you can cast one. Yeah, that explained that. Psionic power, like normally you can't bonus spell. So if the Scion has something that does that, we'll have to address it. You can stack you gain a stack of energy dice. That's not the right language. You gain a stack of energy dice equal to your caster ability modifier, minimum 1. Starts as a D6 and scales up. You regain 1 on short rest, and by 5th level, you get all of your energy dice on short rest, just like a bard does, and you can sacrifice 2 mana to restore 1 energy die. No action required. So you can freely just spend mana to get extra energy. You gain another feat, Psionic Surge, Psionic Subclasses at 3, which we'll be working on here shortly, Psionic Modes. As a bonus action, you can manifest Psionic Power for 1 minute, during which you gain the following effects. When you deal psychic damage, it cannot be resisted, and when you roll dice to determine how much psychic damage you deal, you can expend an energy die to re-roll a number of dice up to the result rolled, keeping the new results. You have, and you have resistance to psychic damage, and when you fail an Int, Wiz, or Charisma save, you can use a reaction to expend an energy die, adding the result to the save, potentially changing failure to success. And again, these are basically 2 mana a pop. So for 2 mana, you can reroll a save. Yeah, you can reroll a save. And I think I'm not crazy. We have a reaction like that. Yeah, 2 mana. If you fail a D20 test, re-roll it, including any number of power dice to keep the new result. That's a little bit more liberal than just Int, Wiz, or cost saves, but it's comparable. Yeah, we're gonna have to revisit this. That's gonna be fun. Okay, so we move past the modes. You can use this. Here, I need to add some space here. You can use this feature twice and regain all expended uses of it when you finish a long rest, and 1 when you finish a short rest. You regain 1 use and all expended uses when you finish a long rest. Psionic Subclasses 6, 10, 14 will be 3, 6, 10, 14. Typical array. I wish all of them were that way, but alas. Psionic Restoration, we just talked about that. Get all your dice back on a short rest, and at any time you can spend 2 mana to regain more. And if you're freely mixing your mana pools, you can, like a fighter Scion would be able to gain mana as a fighter on a short rest, combine it with the mana pool from the Scion, and then use your short rest battery of the fighter to be able to generate more energy dice for yourself. Psionic Surge, when your psionic modes are active at the end of 1 minute duration, you can choose to extend the duration by expending 1 mana and maintaining concentration on it as a level 1 spell. The effect ends when you choose to, or you lose concentration. In addition, if you have no use of psionic modes left, you can use it if you expend 2 mana while you take the bonus action to activate it. So you can cash in your psionic mode to gain mana, or you can expend 2 mana to regain a use of your psionic focus, just like you can psionic modes, just like you can with the dice. Epic Boon is Epic Boon. Ooh, Enkindled Life Force. We did not look at that. That's the last thing on our scaffold that we need to build. Did not realize we hadn't finished that. Awesome. Let's do that, and then we'll get into the disciplines. Dime. Once per turn, when you expend a psionic energy die and roll it for a Scion feature or Psionic Discipline, you can expend 2 of your hit dice to roll 2 additional psionic energy die and add the number rolled to the total. Once per turn. This is a 20th level feature. Yeah, not a fan of that. Not a fan of that. You can expend 2 of your... We're going to... Okay, I can see that they're trying to give you a spike, and that the spike is rather freaking ridiculous. It is level 20, though. So it's going to be like, what? Once per turn, when you expend 1 psionic energy die and roll it for a psionic feature, you can expend 2 of your hits. We're going to find out what this does in Kindled Life Force. We're going to find out what this does with the discipline options. But for now, let's go look at the sorcerer. And remind ourselves what the 20th level sorcerer can do. Arcane Hypothesis. You no longer need to expend 2 mana to activate your innate sorcery if you have no uses left. Enkindled Life Force. Yeah, I think that's going to be the better solution. We're just going to dupe Enkindled Life Force. Your psionic focus. You no longer need to expend an energy your what is it? Psionic Focus? Is that what it's called? Hold on. Psionic modes. There it is. Okay. Thank you, Timely Timer. Your psionic modes feature is always active. Without expending an energy die. Yeah, that's very simple. And there it is. It's always on. Not the best capstone feature, but this is just the first swipe, so we'll see how it turns out. How did I structure this? Did I have Metamagic jump in right after? There we go. List of disciplines. And then we'll do the subclasses. List of psionic disciplines. Because we used the term discipline in our book already, I don't want to duplicate that. Psionic discipline. You can choose to prepare psionic disciplines instead of spells. So let's look at our list of psionic disciplines. These basically become spell options, just like with the spell point sorcerer. You can learn there's like 23 meta magics. You can learn as many of the meta magics as you want. You'll always get your bonus spells from your subclass, but otherwise, it's just there we go, sitting pretty. That's got me wondering about. Hold on, real quick. I gotta go look at the wild sorcerer real quick. At level 3, you gain 2 meta magic options. Yeah, that's right. We don't get a specific spell list for the wild magic. We get 10 meta magics out of the 23. Those are our bonus spells for the wild magic. I love wild magic sorcery. It's so fucking cool. That's a great solution. So we may end up padding psionic disciplines that way as well. So we'll see. We'll see how things shake out. First, let's translate shit. Scion disciplines options appear in alphabetical order. Biofeedback. When you cast a Scion spell, so they're keying these things to the schools, which is too restrictive in my opinion. You can expend 1 psionic energy die and roll it. You gain a number of temporary hit points equal to the number rolled, plus your intelligence modifier, minimum of 1. Okay. Let's. I see opportunities already. So biofeedback. How do I do this? Am I doing this in the same format as, there we go. Biofeedback. When you expend mana, cast any spell. When you cast a Scion spell, when you cast a Scion, when you cast a Scion spell, you can expend a number when you cast a Scion spell, you can expend a number of energy dice equal to the level of spell. That's so, plus your intelligence modifier. That's so thin. I think yeah, that's what it is. When you cast a Scion spell, you can expend when you cast a Scion spell, you can expend an energy die to gain temporary hit points. How would I word that? When you cast a Scion spell, you can expend an energy die and roll it, adding your casting modifier, adding the level of adding to the result, adding a number. Damn it! How am I gonna word this? Adding your casting stat to your casting stat and the level of spell cast to the result. Gain this many temporary HP. That's horribly worded, but it's easily done. So if I cast a 6th level spell with an 18 charisma, a 6th level plus 18 is 4. That's going to be 10 plus my psionic die at 10th level. I'm rolling a D8. So it would be a D8 plus 10. That's the number of temporary hit points I get for one psionic die. That's not bad. But it cost me 6 mana on top of it to do it. So cheers. Biofeedback, I like it. Destructive Thoughts. When you cast a Scion spell from the Conjuration or Evocation School on a creature, you can see cantrips are considered 0 in the system. So that's already inferred by the spellcasting. Excuse me, I have a runny nose. The spellcasting mechanics we have in the Color Mana system already explain that cantrips are 0 level. So in this instance, it would be 0. It would be level 0 plus your level plus your the level of spell, which is 0, plus temporary hit points equals your stat modifier. Excuse me. There. Destructive Thoughts. When you cast a Conjuration or Evocation School and a creature you can see succeeds on a saving throw against a spell, you can expend 1 psionic die and re-roll it. The creature takes psychic damage equal to the number plus your intelligence. Oh, wow. Okay, Destructive Thoughts. I love it. When you cast a Psion spell, you can expend an energy die and roll it. When you cast a Psion, when you cast a Psion spell that forces a creature to make a saving throw against the spell, you can expend an energy die and roll it, adding the result, adding your casting stat bonus and the level of spell cast to the result. Deal this many psychic damage to the target. When you cast a spell, when a creature fails or succeeds, succeeds a save against a Psion spell you cast. That's the wording. It takes Is it a reaction or is it just by itself? Just expend. Okay. Cast. When a creature succeeds a save against a Psion spell that you cast, you can expend an energy die and roll it, adding your casting stat bonus and the level of spell cast to the result. Deal that much psychic damage to the target. Good. Devilish Ton. Is when you make an influence attack. When you take the influence action, you can expend 1 psionic energy die, roll it, and add the number to the ability check. I'm fine with that. Investigate. When you take the influence action, you can expend an energy die and roll it, adding the result to the D20 test adding the result to the ability check. Yeah, period. All right, and Ego Whip. When a creature provokes an opportunity attack from you by leaving your reach, Ego Whip. When a creature triggers an opportunity, an op attack, within reach of any melee weapons, you can, let me guess, roll a pyro die. You can make a reaction to roll 1 stack energy die and force the creature to make an intelligence saving throw. On a failed save, the target's speed is reduced by 10 feet. And it subtracts the number rolled from the next damage roll it makes before the end of its next turn. The die is expended only if the target fails the saving throw. Reduced by 10 feet, and it subtracts the number rolled. Okay. When a creature triggers an opportunity attack within reach of your unarmed attacks. When a creature triggers an opportunity attack by leaving the reach of your unarmed attack, you can expend an energy die as part of the OA, as part of the opportunity attack. Peace out, OA. When a creature triggers an opportunity attack by leaving the reach of your unarmed attacks, you can expend 1 energy die as part of the opportunity attack and roll roll it. You can expend an energy die as part of the OA and roll it. Dealing psychic damage equal to the roll result plus your casting stat. Plus casting stat. Good enough. Ego Whip. Good to go. Expanded awareness. When you take the search action, when you expend 1 energy, you can expend 1 and add it to the number roll. Okay. What's this one called? Expanded awareness. Sure. You take the search action. You can expend an energy die and roll it, adding the result to the ability check. That's easy enough. Insinuation. When you cast a Scion spell that forces the creature to make a saving throw, you can expend 2 psionic energy dice and roll 1 psion. One target of the spell you can see subtracts the number rolled from its saving throw against the spell. Huh. Roll one die. Subtracts the number rolled from its saving throw. Oh, okay. Oof, it's not a reaction. Okay. I'm going to leave it as is. I think I'm fine with it. Expanded awareness. What's next? Insinuation. Thank you. When you cast let's do it this way. When you cast a Psion spell, you can expend an energy die and roll it, adding your casting stat bonus. No, you can roll it, reducing. When you cast a Psion spell that forces a creature to make a saving throw, you can expend an energy die and roll it, adding the casting stat bonus and the level of spell cast to the result. No, you can expend an energy die and roll it, subtracting the result from the saving throw. And inerrant aim. Thank you, Timely Timer. Inerrant aim. I think I can do this smarter. Let's just do it this way instead. Psionic back. Psionic backlash. Psionic guards. And swift recognition. Tactical mind. How many of these are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 of them so far. That's okay. Tactical mind. When you take the study action, you can spend one psychic die, add a number to the ability check. When you take the study action, swift recognition, when you cast a Psion spell, with the casting time of an action, you can expend a number of psionic energy die to change the casting time to a bonus action for this casting. Another dice equals 1 plus the spell's level. How do I want to do that? I like the half casting progression. I don't like the idea of giving you just quick bonus like that. I want to curb you just like I do with the sorcerer. It's expensive though. They're charging you twice as much. It's all about the ability dice with this one, man. I'm sorry. It's all about the energy dice. I think it's a poor mechanic. For what this is, this should just be a straight mana option. Similar to, but totally different from what the sorcerer is doing. I could instate a separate column to have maximum psionic, like maximum psionics. That's weird. Like the sorcery is different from spellcasting, so that makes sense. But there's no real language around psionics to build on that from. So I don't think that's a solution. It could be like up to a number of points to double the spell, up to the maximum level. Up to your proficiency bonus gained. No, because it starts with 2. That's wonky. I can't parse it like that. Let's see. When you take the state, okay, swift recognition. When you cast a Psion spell, you can let's see, looks like I fell asleep. When you cast a Psion spell, you can... Boy, I must be exhausted. Let's see. God, I'm trying to figure out how to swift this. It gives you Abjuration and Divination only, but we're making it more universal than that. Maybe that's our problem. When you cast a Psion spell, you can expend a number of energy dice up to the maximum level spell you can prepare as a Psion. Yeah, when you cast a Psion spell, you can expend a number of energy dice up to the max level of spells you can prepare as a Psion. You can expend a number of energy dice equal to the level of spell that casts, equal to the level, there it is, equal to the level of the spell cast, up to your max spell, up to the max level spell you can prepare as a Psion. But not more than 5. Not more than 5 to when you cast a Psion spell with a casting time of 1 of an action, a casting time of an action to cast it as a bonus action. period. Does that feel good now? It's not perfect, but it's not bad. How are you supposed to... Because you get 12, that's why. Because at 17th level, you just automatically get 12. When you cast a Scion spell with the casting time of an action, you can expend a number of energy dice equal to the level of the spell cast up to the maximum spell limit. Up to the maximum spell level, you can prepare as a Scion, but not more than 5th. But not more than level 5. But not more than 5. There we go. To cast it as a bonus action. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. Psionic Guards. For now, anyway. So your turn, you can expend 1 Psionic Energy die until the start of your next turns. You have immunity to the Charmed and Frightened condition. And advantage on intelligence saving throws. If you are charmed or frightened when you use this discipline, the condition ends. When you use Psionic Guards, you can also use a different Psionic discipline this turn. Well, you could already do that. So, Psionic Guards. When you oh, there we go. Nope. At the start of your turn, you can expend an energy die You can expend an energy die to become immune to the charmed and frightened conditions. At the start of your turn, you can expend an energy die to become immune to the charmed and frightened conditions until the end of your next turn. In addition, let's see, at the start of your next turn, you can expend an energy die to become immune to the charmed and frightened condition until the end of your next turn. In addition, you have advantage. Yeah, there it is. You have advantage on saving throws until the start of your next turn. Yeah, that feels good. Almost done. Psionic Backlash. Immediately after a creature you see hits you with an attack roll, you can make a reaction to the expend Psionic Energy die. Roll 2 dice and subtract the number rolled on each die from the total. In addition, you can force the attacker to make a Wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the target takes psychic damage equal to the amount rolled. You can take when you hit a creature. Immediately after a creature you can see hits you. Oh, hits you with an attack roll. Okay. When a creature you can see hits you with a melee attack? With any attack roll. With an attack. When a creature you can see hits you with an attack roll, you can use what? Use your reaction? You can take a reaction to reduce the damage by an amount equal to the result of an energy die and energy die plus your casting stat bonus plus maximum level spell you can cast as a sign on. And then finally in air aim. Let's see if this works. Hey, it did. When you cast a Scion spell that forces a creature to make a saving throw, isn't it the same as Ego Whip? That's opportunity attack. This is damage. Hit points, damage. And the Ego Whip is damage. This can be done in combination. Oops. This can be used in combination with a weapon attack. When you cast a silent spell that forces a creature to make a saving throw, you can expend white 2 dice and roll 1 psionic die. You can expend an energy die. You can expend an energy die to roll one target of the spell. You can see that when you cast a Scion spell that forces a creature to make a saving throw, you can expend an energy die and roll it. One target of the spell you can see subtracts the number rolled from its saving throw against the spell. Okay, that makes sense. From its first save against it. Okay, cool. So that caps off our disciplines. And let's see how those stay, or perhaps you should say manifest themselves in the design here of the subclasses. So let's dip on down here, grab the language that we need for subclasses. There's what, 4 of them? 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Let's try that again. Copy, paste, paste, paste. So what you all got cooking today? Let's find out. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So what are the subs? Let's take a look. Get past all this garble. Metamorph. Morph, metamorph. That was funny. Metamorph sorcery. Meta porn. That's so funny. Let's try Psy Warper. That's awesome. Psy Warper. Psykinetic. Psykinetic, Psy Warper. That was awesome. Metamorph, Psy Warper, Psykinetic. Telepath. Yeah, okay, and then we'll kick through those, and then that'll be it, and then we'll be able to go into the fighter. We'll probably be able to finish this tonight. Let's see, your mastery level 3 metamorph spells. Let's just grab the spell list. So, metamorph spell list. Copy. Didn't format it. Level 3, 5, 7, 9. We can do this though. You can tell me, timer. There. That was easy. You know what? While we're here, why don't we just kick through all of these? Let's see. Level 3, bonus spells. Bonus spells. Scion subclasses. Bonus spells. When you reach a Scion level, specified in the table below, in the bonus spells specified in the bonus spells table. Bonus spells when you reach a Scion level. In the bonus spells table. When you reach a Scion level. specified in the bonus spells table. When you reach a Psion level, specified in the bonus spells table. You don't have to always have it memorized. There we go. Where was I? Alter Self, Side Warper. Let's grab these real quick. We're just doing some just simple cut paste stuff here right now. There, and then Psykinetic. Just gotta get through these and we can start translating stuff. Like this. Almost there. Almost there. Some I've looked at these. For the most part, I think they're pretty good. So I don't think I'm gonna have to do a lot to translate these, but we got to go through the motions and we got to go through the process. In case there is any treasures lying in there, we don't want to leave them undiscovered. So it's important. Thanks for the word count. Appreciate that. Counter spell. Huh. Interesting. Come on, man. What is up with my buttons today? I am obviously exhausted. I did not get good sleep last night. Maybe I shouldn't stream when I'm exhausted. Come on, man. Get out of the way. Thank you. And Awaken. God, what a fun spell. I love Awaken. I love that spell. It's so cool. Level 3. Bonus silence spells. Bonus Scion spells. Scion. Okay, cool. So we've got through the roughest of the rough base. Let's grab that. Okay, so let's see how this works. Organic weapons. Spells. Organic weapons. Extend limbs. And then extra attack at 6. Quickened healing and mutable form. Oy vey. That's wordy. Okay. I bet we're gonna be able to cut paste a shitload of this stuff. I just suspect it just works. boy. Organic weapons. Thank you. You can reform your free hand into one of the following organic weapons: Bone Blade, Flesh Maul, or Visceral Launcher. Your limbs immediately return to its previous form after your organic weapon hits or misses its target. Whenever you attack with this weapon, you can use your casting stat modifier, for the attack and damage rolls instead of using straight dexterity, and you can use the weapon to deal psychic damage or its normal damage type. Bone Blade. Flesh Maul. And Visceral Launcher. You can shape your limbs into weapons whenever you take blah blah blah. Bone Blade. A blade made of bone springs from your forearm or extends from your hand. The blade counts as a simple melee weapon with the finesse property, and it deals D8 piercing damage on a hit. You can have advantage on the attack roll you make with the weapon if at least one of your allies is within 5 feet of the target and the ally doesn't have the incapacitated condition. Deals 1d8 piercing damage. And it deals an amount when you hit, roll an energy die dealing the result in piercing damage. When you limit attack, if attacked, you can use your attack test. You can stat modifier for the attack and damage rolls. When you make dealing the result plus casting stat mod piercing damage on a hit, you have advantage on the attack roll you make with this blade if it hits at least one of your allies. So it's going to be a d6 at third, it'll be a d8 by fifth, and then it's going to be a d12 by 17th. Your fist and forearm coalesce into a hardened mass of flesh and bone. The maul counts as a simple melee weapon and deals hit with the maul has disadvantage on the next strength constitution saving throw it makes before the start of its next turn. Deals d10 bludgeoning damage. What about the Visceral Launcher? d6. When you hit a creature with an attack roll using the launcher, you can deal an extra energy die of damage. An extra energy die of damage to the target. And it deals acid damage. That's an easier way of doing it. It deals acid damage. It deals bludgeoning damage. Much easier way to do it. Dealing piercing damage on a hit. That's a much easier way of expressing it. Weapon hits. Whenever you attack with the weapon, you deal damage equal to your energy die equal to the result of one power die plus your casting stat modifier. There we go. for the attack and damage rolls instead. You can, oh, there it is. You can use your casting stat modifier for the attack and damage rolls. And the damage is equal to the roll of your energy die. In addition, you can cause the weapon to deal psychic damage or its normal damage type. There you go. So now we have all that language resolved there. Visceral launcher. There. Very good. 1, 2, blip. Let's grab 6. 1, 2, 6. Level 6. Quickened healing. Wait. Extra attack and quick. Wow, jeez. Extra attack. Quickened healing. Sorry, I guess gotta check my updates here real fast. Cool, cool. Okay, thank you. Extra attack. You can cast one of your silent cantrips that has a casting time of an action in place of one of these attacks. I love that. Okay, great. Extra attack. Cut and paste, easy. Quicken healing. When you cast Cure Wounds, you can expend 2 energy Scion dice to change the casting time to a bonus action for the casting. When you do, you can roll 1 psionic die and add the number rolled to the amount of hit points restored. Oh. Let's say enhanced healing. Because we can already... Yeah, we already have Swift Recognition. Swift Manifestation. Let's switch the title there. Swift Manifestation. When you cast a silent spell, the casting time. Yeah. Swift. Yeah, it's fine. Now we get Cure Wounds as a spell, right? Yeah. When you cast, let's see. Let's see. Anatomical Mastery. How about that? Anatomy. It's not just, I don't want to do it just healing. Enhanced How do I want to do this? Hold on. Mutable form. Life bending weapons. Huh. When you cast Cure Wounds or Inflict Wounds, you can expend a number of it's worth 2. 2 mana, 1 mana gets you 2d. Let's look it up. D&D Beyond. Gotta go there. Let's go Cure Wounds. Because we want, basically we're allowing ourselves to overclock it, so we have to figure out how to overclock. So 2d8 plus casting modifier, and then increases by 2d8 for each spell slot. Jeez. Okay. I think I'm going to have to decouple the energy die from the function. I think I'm going to have to go back to just mana and then just using the energy die to represent the mana. That might, I don't know, there's a weird blend between like bardic usage and metamagic usage, and it's not quite clicking. Luckily, this is just the first pass. Quickening and healing. Oh wait, no, maybe we can cheat that. Hold on. Let's call it enhanced healing. There we go. When you cast Cure Wounds, you always benefit. You can use the Swift Manifestation. Is that what it's called? Swift Manifestation. You can use the Swift Manifestation Discipline. When you do, even if you don't have the discipline, even if you don't have it prepared. In addition, you can expend a number of dice equal to the level of spell cast this way, even if it exceeds level 5. There you go. Because we had a 5th level cap on Swift Manifestation. This is removing the cap for this healing spell specifically. I think that jives. I like that. Level 10. Ugh, it's another wordy one. All right, let's grab it and peel it apart. Mutable form. When you use extend limbs, where was extend limbs? Oh, we missed extend limbs. As a bonus action, you can spend 1 Psionic Insight. For the next minute, you gain the for the next minute, you gain the following benefits: reach, touch, when you cast a spell that has a range of touch and a casting time of action, you can make the spell's range 10 feet. Nice. As a bonus action, you can expend 1 Psionic Die. For the next minute, you gain the following benefits. At the end of the duration of this feature, you can expend. Maintain the effect with concentration by expending 1 energy die. Effect. Let's see. At the end of the duration of this feature, you can maintain the effect with concentration as a first level spell. By expend, you can. At the end of the duration of the feature this feature, you can expend 1 mana to maintain the effect with concentration as a first level spell. There we go. Perfect. Easy peasy. Now this becomes relevant. 10. When you use extend limbs, the duration increases to 10 minutes and you gain one of the following benefits of your choice. Stony epidermis. When you use extend limbs, the duration increases to extended limbs, the duration increases to 10 minutes. The duration before concentrating. The duration before concentration increases to 10 minutes, and you gain one of the following benefits of your choice, the effects of which last until extend limbs ends. Stony epidermis. Boy, that's a lot of words. Superior stride. Climb speed, superior. And unnatural flexibility. There it is. You have advantage on Constitution saving throws to maintain concentration. Ooh, neat. You gain resistance to the chosen. You have advantage on Constitution saving throws to maintain concentration from taking damage. It's very important to distinguish the mana system that we use. In addition, choose one of the following damage types, and you gain a resistance to the chosen type. Superior Stride. While you aren't wearing armor, you can take the dash action as a bonus action, and you have a climb speed and swim speed equal to your speed. I love it. Unnatural Flexibility. You get a +2 bonus to armor class, and your body, along with any equipment you're wearing or carrying, becomes pliable. You can move through any space up to as narrow as an inch, and you can spend 5 feet of movement to escape from non-magical restraints or end the grapple. And you can that doesn't make any sense. You can't spend movement because you don't have any movement in the grapple. And you can, and when you attempt to escape from non-magical restraints or in a grapple, you can expend an energy die and add the result. Roll it, adding the result to your D20 test. Okay, that feels good. And one more thing. 14. It's a little silly to invest time like this because we don't know how they could just end up throwing it away. But I think it's fun. Life-bending weapons. Life-bending weapons. Once per turn, when you hit a creature with your organic weapon, you can expend 1 psionic energy die and roll it. Nice. Once per turn, when you hit a creature with your organic weapon, you can expend 1 psionic die and roll it. You chase in a 10-foot emanation originating from you regains hit points equal to the number rolled, plus the intelligence modifier. Additionally, plus your casting modifier, casting stat modifier. Additionally, one creature of your choice that you can area takes necrotic damage. Additionally, one creature of your choice in that area takes necrotic damage equal to the number rolled. Once per turn, when you hit a creature with an organic weapon, you can expend 1 psionic energy die and roll it. Each creature of your choice in a 10-foot emanation originating from you or regains hit points number rolled plus your casting stat modifier. Okay, got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, hey, that's done. 1, 2, 3, pop. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Side Warper. So what does the Side Warper do? Warp space with the power of your mind. So our spells, we got them. Teleportation, Warp Propel. Level 3. Bonus Scion spells. These aren't variants, just what it is. see how this shakes out. We have Misty Step, right? What's this? Warp Propel. Warp Propel. When you cast, you can cast Misty Step without expending a spell slot, and you must finish a long rest before you can cast it this way again. You can also restore your use of it by expending 1 psionic energy die. Ow. But we can cast it. I mean, but we can already cast it. There's... Oh, you get a bonus use of it. I mean, that's not... Shit, that's pretty weak. Teleportation. You can cast Misty Step without expending a spell slot, and you must finish a long rest before you can use this feature again. You can also restore your use by expending a psionic energy die, but we have a mana pool, so that doesn't really matter anymore. That's what we do. When you cast Misty Step, you can expend an energy die the range of the spell increases by 5 feet times the result of the die, period. When you cast Misty Step, you can expend an energy die. The range of the spell increases increases based on the size of the die. 1d6, 1d8, 1d10, 1d12. Plus 15 feet, plus 20 feet, plus 25 feet, plus 30 feet. Warp Propel. Oh, no, sorry. Here. When a target fails its saving throw against your telekinetic propel, I like that. Oh, let me guess. I missed a feature again. Warp Propel. How? What? Hold on. Against your telekinetic propel. What is my telekinetic propel? Was that a meta magic feature or something that I just missed? Oh, telekinetic propel. That's that's your feature, right? Hold on. Telekinetic propel. Right. Beth. Telekinetic propel. Now I get it. Thank you. Against you, your telekinetic propel. Instead of pushing it, you can teleport the target to an unoccupied space you can see within 30 feet of you that is horizontal. Excellent. I love that. I think it's a great ability. 1, 2, and bloop. Level 6 is what? Warp something? Warp space. Thank you. When you cast Shatter, when we have the Shatter spell, so we can do that. When you cast Shatter, you can expend 1 sonic energy. You can expend 1 energy die to modify the spell so that the radius of the spell sphere becomes 20 feet. In addition, creatures that fail the saving throw against the spell are pulled straight towards the center of the sphere, ending in an unoccupied space as close to the center of the sphere as possible. There we go. That's cool. I like it. That's like an imploding spell, which is one of the sorcery meta magics that we have. Get out of here. Teleporter combat. This guy's pretty cool. I like it. Bah. Thank you, Timely Timer. What time is it anyway? Oh, wow. It's only 7:50. We're doing great. When you cast Shatter, teleport combat. Immediately after you cast Misty Step, you can cast one of your psionic cantrips that has a casting time of an action as part of the bonus action. Oh, that's great. I got no fight against that, man. Duplicitous target. I'm not 100% on board with the energy die like this. I think I would rather just have the energy, kind of like with the power dice for the marshals. I think I'd rather just have the energy die just be there and not be a resource. It's just a lot of these features require you to expend an energy die. When you do, this is the size of your die. Spend mana to add an energy die. I think we're gonna have a lot. I think it's gonna work a lot better that way. But we'll come back. We're gonna come back and we're gonna rehash that stuff. Right now, we're just kind of laying stuff down. Tomorrow, we're going to be back at lunchtime to continue working on game design stuff in general, which will include this. So I think what we'll do tomorrow, we're going to finish up the subclasses tonight, and then tomorrow we're going to go back through and swap out that energy die stuff. It's just like your martial arts die. It's just a die. You just have it. That'll make it more locked into how the monk works. So I think that's actually going to work out really nicely. Nice. Yeah, I really, really like that decision. But we'll stick with this for now, and then we'll just go through and we'll just change everything. When a creature you can see makes an attack roll against you, you can take a reaction to expend 1 psionic energy die and choose a willing creature you can see within 30 feet of yourself that doesn't have the incapacitated condition. You and the willing creature teleport, swapping places with each other. The creature then becomes the target of the next attack roll. Choose a willing creature you can see within 30 feet of yourself that doesn't have the incapacitated condition. You and the willing target can swap places. That's actually a really, really cool defense mechanic if you've got tanky buddies around you. You can take a reaction to expend one psionic energy die and choose a willing target, a willing creature you can see. Like that'd be like a 2 or 3 mana effect. Yeah. Okay, I like that. Yeah, this is really gonna work out. Switching these things over to just mana and having the psionic die just be a rider like the martial arts die or the power die as above. That's gonna end up working out. Mass teleportation. So I'm looking forward to this. Sup? Okay, let's see how this goes. When you expend, you can expend 4 psionic energy dice and choose huge or smaller creatures within 30 feet of yourself, up to a number of creatures equal to your intelligence modifier, minimum of 1 creature. Each of the chosen creatures is teleported to an unoccupied space that you can see within 150 feet of yourself. An unwilling creature that succeeds on a wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC is unaffected. Against this effect, against this feature is unaffected. There you go. Oh god, yeah, it's gonna be too much for me just to casually go after. And yeah, we're not gonna keep it. Like I could see large creatures, 150 feet. I could see us spending. Yeah, you can't spend 8 mana until level 15, so that's coming a little early. 6. So it'll probably be worth 6 mana. Maybe 7 because of 13. 6 feels right. Yeah, decoupling the power die. Instead of being a resource, just be a measure of how effective that resource is. And then we can just convert things to 1, 2, 3, or 6 mana costs, depending on what we're doing. I really like that. 1, 2, 3, here. So that's gonna work out. Holy Hannah, there's new Rick and Morty out. Oh man, I love Rick and Morty. That's a great show. I am looking forward to watching that. Psychokinetic. I like teleportation. I'm a big fan of Nightcrawler. Telekinesis, Wall Force, but I also like the telekinetic stuff. Telekinetic techniques. Let's go for it. All right, this has got stuff. Let's respect the stuff and grab the stuff. Empowered attack mode. Thank you. While your attack mode is active, you gain a flight speed of 60 feet and can hover. And when you cast a Scion spell, you can add your intelligence. You can add your casting stat modifier to 1 damage roll of that spell. Your casting stat modifier. Telekinetic techniques. You can use your telekinetic propel. You can impose one of the following effects on the target: boost, disorient, telekinetic bolt. Nice. I tried it their way, but that energy dice is just it's not jiving. It's got to be, we got to convert it over to mana. If the target fails a saving throw, it takes force damage equal to the number rolled on the psionic die. When you use your telekinetic propel, you can impose one of the following additional effects on the target. Telekinetic propel. Oh, this is that thing again. DC of the saving throw by an amount equal to the die roll, and the target is pushed away from you an additional 5 feet times the result of the die. 10 feet plus 5 times the die roll. If the target succeeds the save, the die is not expended. We're getting there. Almost there. If the target fails the saving throw, it takes force damage equal to the number rolled on the psionic die. Okay, cool. One, two, blip. Level 6. Got a runny nose. Rebounding field. Cool. Rebounding field. When you attack, while your attack mode is active. No. We have shield. When you cast shield. When you cast shield in response to being hit by an attack roll and then cause the triggering attack to miss, you can expend one psionic energy die to launch the force back at the attacker. The attacker must make a dexterity saving throw. Roll 2 psionic dice. On the failed save, the attacker takes force damage equal to the amount rolled, and you gain temporary hit points equal to that amount. On a successful save, the attacker takes half as much damage only. Cool, okay, and then level 10. Almost there, stay on target. Enhanced Telekinetic Crush. Wow, the imagination on these names. Enhanced Telekinetic Crush. That's the maul up above. No, wait, that was the physical form. That was the metamorph. Which one's this one? Enhanced Telekinetic Crush. Oh, when you cast Telekinetic Crush. Level 14. Enhanced Telekinetic Crush. When you cast Telekinetic Crush, you can expend 1 psionic energy die to modify the spell so that whether a creature fails or succeeds on saving throw against the spell, its speed is halved until the start of the next turn. Okay. That's 1 point of mana. We're going to be translating this into psionic energy die equals 1 point of mana. That's how this is going to end up rolling. So we don't necessarily have to roll the kinetic die. It's just a thing. Occasionally that we need to use. Heightened Telekinesis. When you cast Telekinesis, you can expend 4 energy die to modify the spell so that it doesn't require concentration. If you do, it lasts 1 minute for that casting, and you can target granting creatures as an object. Yeah, okay. 14. What level is Telekinesis normally? Wait, we get it, right? That's a 5th level spell. Five isn't wrong. 135, yeah, 135. That feels right. That's probably how we'll code all these things. 1, 2, 3. There. Telepath. We getting the telepath stuff taken care of here. Level 3. Telepath spells. When you reach the silent level specified in the spell table, you thereafter always have the listed spells prepared. Oh yeah, we already have those. Mind Infiltrator. Let's do that instead. Mind Infiltrator. You can't spell Infiltrator without Phil. Hi. When you cast Detect Thoughts, you can expend 2 psionic energy die to modify the spell so that the spell doesn't require spell components, concentration, and the target does not know you're probing its mind if it fails to wisdom save. That's probably worth 2 mana. It's expensive though. When you cast Detect Thoughts, you can expend Detect Thoughts. There it is. Yeah, okay, I'm fine with that for now. Again, we're going to be removing the language about rolling the die unless it's like a variable that needs to be resolved, like damage or kicker effect, bloody blood. Telepathic hub. One, 2. Telepathic hub. You have telepathy with a range of 10 feet. When you expend a psionic energy die as part of using your telepathic connection to increase the range of your telepathy for the duration of the effect, you can simultaneously contact a number of creatures equal to 1 plus the number rolled on the psionic energy die. God, I fucking hate that variable. Variable, like communication via variable number is just, I just think it's a bad idea. So I'm going to promptly ignore that and make up our own feature. Telekinetic connection. When you gain the telepathy feat, so we already have it. You can expend an energy die to communicate with a creature that doesn't share a language with you for a number of minutes equal to the result of the die roll. And how does the telepath feat work in general? You say D&D, beyond. Telepathic. Equals. You can speak telepathically to any creature that you can see within 60 feet of yourself. The telepathic utterances are in a language you know. And the creature understands you only if it knows that language, unless you spend a point of mana, in which case you can. It doesn't give them the ability to respond telepathically. You always have the Detect Thoughts spell prepared. You can cast it without a spell slot or spell components, and you must finish a long rest before you can cast it in this way. Again, you can also cast it using spell slots in the appropriate level of spell casting, blah. So, Detect Thoughts, that's a 2nd level spell though, right? 2 mana. Telepathic utterances. Let's okay, so we have a basic idea of how it works. You get a telepathic feat, so we have a 60-foot range now. We can talk to one person. You communicate with a creature that doesn't share a language with you for a number of minutes equal to the result of the die roll. Telepathic hub now makes sense. Great. Telepathic hub. Telepathic. What's it called? Fuck. Scroll back up. Telepathic connection. Thank you. When you use telepathic connection, you can communicate this way with a number of creatures equal to. When you use telepathic connection, you can communicate this way with a number of creatures equal to the maximum level spell you've gained as a Psion. You can prepare as a Scion. There you go. So if it's 18th level, it's 9, then great. You've got communication with 9 creatures. Once they are connected, while they remain within 60 feet, you don't need to see them to continue communicating this way. Nice. So level 6. We're almost done. So that's actually really good timing. It is 8:09 here now. So we're going to be done here probably in about 5 minutes. Maybe 10. We'll see. But we're super close. 1, 2. And then I think I'm going to go to sleep because I am tired. I fell asleep at least twice during the stream. And I was just typing nonsense. So, like holding down the Z button because I fell asleep on my keyboard. Silliness. I'll be more bright-eyed and bushy-tailed tomorrow, I promise. Empowered defense mode. Ooh, neat. When your defense mode is active, whenever your addition, while your defense mode is active, you can extend this benefit to creatures you are telepathically connected with. Oh, geez. Okay, great. Oops, empowered defense mode. Whenever your psionic modes are active, what does it say again? All the way back up here because we modified it. And when you fail an int, whiz, or cost save, right, I'm going to reword that. Whenever your psionic modes are active, when you use your reaction to make a saving throw, you can roll 2 power dice instead of 1, keeping the highest result. 2, 3. This will be what, 10? No, 6/6. Potent Thoughts. Ah, I love that we found a way. You add your intelligence modifier to fine. You add your casting stat modifier to the damage you deal with cantrip spells. With cantrips, period. You deal with cantrips. Selected. Is this cantrips? With any scion cantrip. That makes a lot of sense. Level 10. Super gritty, super nitty, almost done. Telepathic bolstering. There it is. Jesus, you have something out to 30 feet. When you creature you can see range of telepathy fails an ability check or misses with an attack roll, you can take a reaction to expend. Ooh, I like this. Telepathic bolstering. Super cool. All right, let's do this. Telepathic hub. Telepathic bolstering. When you or a creature you are, or creature you have a telepathic connection with fails an ability check, you or when a telepathic when you or a creature you have a telepathic connection with fails an ability check or misses with an attack roll, you can take a reaction to expend one psionic die, roll the die, add the number rolled to the d20, potentially turning a failed check into a success or a miss into a hit. The psionic die is expended only if the check succeeds. Nice. And then final piece, level 14. Try that again. 14. Scramble Mines. Neat. Final go. Nice. This is going to be a wonky one, I can tell. When you cast Confusion, and Confusion is what? Okay, 7th level spell. When you cast Confusion, you can expend 4 psionic dice to modify the spell so that the radius of the spell sphere becomes 30 feet. In addition, creatures under the effect of the spell roll 2 d10s, and you choose which roll determines their behavior on their turn. Let's look up Confusion. Temporary radius, 30 feet instead. D10. At 13th level, you are rolling a D10, so that jives, and it'll be a D12 at 17. So I think we'll make it a power die instead. Target doesn't act. Huh. Roll 2 power roll 2 energy dice. And to compare the result on the spell options, and you choose which roll determines their behavior on their turns. There you go. Hey, we did it. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Okay, cool. So now that we've gotten the Scion basically resolved, as written with just with the front end of it built out, the chassis, like the core engine of the class built out. Now at lunch when we come back tomorrow, like around 2 o'clock, tomorrow Seattle time, PST, UTC -8. When we come back, we're going to make this energy die just a die. It's not going to be attached to anything. And then all the things we get that we would normally spend an energy die on, we will now spend mana on, so that it becomes ubiquitous with all the other mana classes for multi-classing. So that's going to be really handy. And I'm thinking about changing it to a power die. Yeah. We'll give it an energy die, but yes, changing all the mana and just having the energy die just be a variable number that's detached from the actual resource means we no longer spend energy dice for resource. We spend mana when you do roll your energy die and add the result of blah, 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 blah. There you go. So that's it. Hey, this stuff is fun. I am so tired, so I'm going to go get sleep. And I'm going to be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed tomorrow to attack the day. We're going to do artwork in the morning. We're going to continue working on the Scion at lunch. Then we'll be back Wednesday morning. We'll be back Thursday morning and Thursday night. Then Friday morning and Friday lunch. And then I'll be playtesting on my Discord link down below on Saturday. And then Sunday is my day of rest. And I come back in bright-eyed and bushy-tailed on Monday. So that's it for now, guys. Thanks a lot for anyone that's catching this signal. If you think this stuff is cool, I stream 10 times per week. Be welcome to 9 times per week. Be welcome to jump into the channel, say hey, join my Discord, or ask anything. I'm happy to help, and almost everything that I have is 100% free preview. So if it's a rule reference, I'll just direct you to it and go check it out. So thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. I will see y'all tomorrow. Cheers.